Hello everyone, this is Sentient Cloud. Welcome back. So unfortunately yesterday I forgot to record the stream, so there's no recording of that. If I forget another time, I might actually turn the Twitch uh, stream recording feature back on, but for now we'll see if I can manage to keep this up. Also, I haven't uploaded any of these to YouTube lately just because the last one that I recorded was the one that still had some of that music, and so I need to go through and make sure I've got all the licensing stuff squared away. So, anyway, all that little upkeep out of the way. Yesterday, I was talking about spending some time fixing my editor because if you didn't know, this editor, let's go ahead and open it up here, is written. It's written from scratch. I have a whole series of videos on how I put it together, and if that sort of thing interests you, if you are interested in terminal UIs or in editors in general, then I'd highly recommend watching it. Obviously, it's like I think it's like 12 videos at this point that are actually like somewhat interesting stuff, but it might be one or two less than that. Anyway, so it's a great editor. It's served me very well, but there are some problems. The major one that I've been running into lately with the parser project that I'm working on is that I cannot move aside from using up and down arrows or J and K. I included Vim keybinds to some extent, and that's great, but that in this case, I don't have the move to align keybind functionality going. And I could just implement that into this. The trouble is, after I had started, using this editor, I decided to pull out some stuff that was causing some issues, mainly the highlighter and some other stuff. So this current thing that you see here is actually an older version of the editor. The more recent one, I think it uses like a just solid green color for everything, which is doesn't look great. In fact, I think I can actually just pull it up here. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, sorry, it's yellow. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, I did this because I was trying this editor out with different languages that weren't C++, and that proved to be a little weird when you're trying to highlight a language that the editor wasn't really designed to highlight. So anyway, and I wanted something that was nicer on the eyes as opposed to just pure white. So I picked like this weird yellow kind of poop color. Um, anyway, so there was that. Also, I went and I realized that the editor itself had a lot of bugs, and with the normal editor, this might not be a huge problem. It would be annoying, but with this one in particular, if there's a bug like a seg fault or something like that, the way that it handles the terminal, exiting out of the terminal, causes it to screw up a lot of the functionality of the terminal. Like it would turn off canonical mode and do a whole bunch of weird stuff that I don't want it to do. So I need to be a lot more careful about preventing like seg faults and other bugs like that. There are also some other things, like I wanted to at some point work on the text buffer, but I thought, okay, I'll leave that for later because again, this is like a step in the along like a step on the rung or a rung on the ladder to a fully functioning graphical text editor. And I wasn't planning on going back to this and changing it because I was like, okay, I'll make a good editor using this kind of middling editor. That hasn't really panned out, and as it turns out, the way that I'm going with this, it's proving to the pitfalls of this editor are proving to be too much of an issue to ignore anymore. So, with all that said, I'm going to get back to working on this editor, and I'm going to improve it substantially. And the first place that I'm going to be working on is actually the text buffer. So let's go ahead and go there. The main reason I'm starting there is because that's where all of the highlighting is happening, or in this case, not happening, because there's no highlighting anymore. So at this point, this editor is using a gap buffer, and there's a lot of things here that are not ideal. Um, so yeah, that's yeah. Let's see if we can't figure this out. And I might actually probably I don't want to implement this. It's going to be a lot of work. I kind of think that I want to have the text buffer be like a kind of an overall interface and then have an individual implementation. I think that would work better. So we'll do that. Okay. So I'll make a new file here so I don't have to screw with that particular file. Oop. Okay. And so as far as what text buffer I'm going to be using, I linked an article last episode, and I'll go ahead, I'll find it again because it's a very good article, and if you're at all interested in text buffering, that plus there's another article that I had read a long time ago that I just hadn't really looked at. So give me a moment here, find that, so I can link both of them. These two. Okay. So one of the viewers linked that previously, and I've read that one before, but I hadn't looked at it in a while. But it's an interesting article. Highly recommend you give it a read if that's the sort of thing you're curious about. And this is the one that I am going to be using as kind of like a kind of a reference for how to make this work. This one's done in TypeScript, I believe, but it's the same basic idea. And it's called a piece table, but it's effectively a rope in most practical applications. It's basically a rope. Anyway, so let me find, here we go. Okay. So I'll deal with this in a second. We'll touch that later. Okay, so we make sure to have a list of buffers, and go ahead and go there. It's going to have a string, and let's call that data. And to be clear, you could further optimize this by doing things like, for example, I'm not going to be using the resizability feature. Is it resizability? No, it isn't. How best to put this? Basically, the size and the capacity are effectively going to be the same for the most part, but it's not really a big deal, so I'm just going to leave it as is until it actually becomes an issue. So let me just go ahead, make sure I put this. Yep. Okay. Go. Find the. There we go. There we go. So we've got the data there. We're going to add in another vector, and this is going to contain the line starts. So we'll use, I think, size t is fine. I'm not sure. I don't think size t is included by default. So let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay. So we want line starts. And this is actually more akin to an offset. So, if we have a line starting at the very beginning of this data, then we would obviously want to include that. But anyway, and practically speaking, this doesn't have to be a size t, because the maximum size that I'm going to be allowing for a single string is probably going to be something relatively large, but not big enough that you need more than what is it, like a billion or something for a 64-bit. I forget it. Let's see, 32-bit is like 4 billion unsigned, I think. It's like something like that for the max. So, it's unlikely that you're going to have that this data structure is going to have a single string that's that long, but until I really need to, I'm not going to worry about optimizing that. So go ahead and continue. All right, and then we also want a structure for this. And this is including things like line numbers because it's kind of helpful to know where a given line is. It makes searching for a line much faster. So go size t index, and what's that, remainder? Okay. What I'm going to do here, or let's see, our index, I guess. Let's comment these just to make sure. Okay, and then we need to define the node, which there's a lot of stuff that's going to be in here. Let's call that root, and let's kind of length. Actually, I don't think we need length, technically speaking. We'll just give the root length. And this is always going to exist, so that can just be just an act. And instead, it doesn't have to be a pointer. Okay, let's see. Again, it's unlikely I'm going to need an index that's large enough to justify using a size t, but for now, let's use that. Optimize it later. Okay. And I'll go ahead and include Oh, right. Hold on. Like I said, I'm referencing an article uh, going over this, and I'm sort of starting using their object setup just to save myself some mental anguish. And so I'm kind of reading and working here. Yeah, and then we'll do. I mean, I guess I'm already getting length, so it's not really. Hmm. Yeah, I'm already getting length. It's not too difficult to get. All right. Need node left, node right. I don't think I need the parent node for this. I don't think I need that. So that's fine. And I also don't need... there's a bunch of stuff that's included in here that I'm not going to need, so I'm just going to exclude it. But, okay, so we got the buffer index. And I almost want to include a reference count within the buffer. That seems like a decent idea. I'll worry about that later, but it does seem like a decent idea to have something like that. Anyway, okay. Let's... So we'll leave all those as data. I'm not going to add in any functionality into those. Except for node and rope. Both of those will have functions. Okay. So rope, let's put in this. Public. Let's see. We'll do load, or we'll do load file, and we'll do load string as well. Just in case that's something that I need. Let's do that. Okay. And what else do we need? We need an insert function. It's going to be int insert. And that is going to take, let's see, we need an index. Need a length. And let's see. Yeah, I guess length and then a character array. Or character pointer, really. And then for remove, same basic thing, except there's no character data. I could always have something in there that would get, like, keep a reference to that. I don't think that's a great idea, and I don't think I need that, so we won't worry about that. I was. So I talked about this a little bit last stream, and then I had a bit of... I talked about it early on here, but the editor that I'm working on that I was using for that is... I'm working on that actively right now because there are a lot of problems that it has. So I'm kind of putting the interpreter project on the back burner and fixing some of the issues. So for example, you'll notice if you were watching me working on the interpreter, I'd go to open a file and then scroll down for like ages to get to the area that I actually wanted to work on. That's because my editor cannot support moving to a particular line at this point. And so there's that problem. There are a bunch of other things. It doesn't copy and paste very well. Yes, I am. It's a slightly older version, of the editor that I'm currently working on, but this is the editor that I wrote a while back. So yeah. Anyway, so that's why I'm working on the editor right now. I don't know how long it's going to take, how many episodes of this I'm gonna have, but I want to make it so that I can move around in the file without having to use the up and down key binds. I want to be able to just enter in a line number and have it work. I want to fix the text buffer itself because at this point, the highlighting is kind of buggy, like causing seg faults kind of buggy. So I need to fix that. I also want to, what was the other thing? There's at least one more. What was it? I cannot remember. There was a couple other things that I want to work on. Resizing doesn't currently work. Right, Emacs clone license. Okay, either that's a meme that I've just never seen before, or that's a reference to someone who actually did that. And I mean, is that a reference to was it RMS, the abbreviation? Richard Stallman. Is that a reference to Richard Stallman, something he did? Because I haven't read a whole lot about him, so I don't know. Otherwise, if that's a meme or something, I don't know the reference that that's making. But I could see that happening. That looks exactly like the kind of thing that would happen. All right. But yeah, so that's basically what this is about right now. Is I'm trying to fix the issues that my editor has, and I could work on the interpreter and just keep working on it as is, but this is becoming enough of an impediment to me being able to actually work on this stuff that I feel like it's a good idea to deal with it now as opposed to dealing with it later. So that's what's going on here. Anyway, okay, so got insert, we got remove. What else? What am I thinking of? I think that's everything that the rope itself needs to have. I don't think it needs anything else. I'm sure I'll remember something later, but right now, this is all that I need. So I'm just gonna go this. Oh, now I remember. So with the copying and pasting, there were a couple times where I was doing a lot of copying and pasting, and you might have noticed that I broke it up into very small pieces. That is because my editor, as it stands, cannot copy more than I think it's like 500 characters or something. It's not very high, which is a big problem, and I've caused many seg faults by doing it the wrong way. So I need to fix that because it drives me nuts, and it also causes my terminal to go all wonky because of how the terminal UI works. So there's a lot that needs to that I need to fix, basically. So anyway, okay. Yeah, I'll copy the rest of those later. So let's go like this. And also, there's another thing that would probably be helpful, but it's not necessary. It would be nice to set things up so that I can have multiple buffers open at once. Not a huge deal, but yeah. I am actually using what's called a gap buffer. So it's a buffer that's used in editors like Emacs. Emacs uses it. I'm sure there are other kind of smaller editors that use it. It's basically you've got an array of data, just allocated array, and then you've got text data. You got text data on one side of the cursor, sitting on one side of that array, and then text data that's on the other side of the cursor on the very end of the other side of that array. So, something like, just kind of give a visual example. Oops. Something kind of like this, where you've got, your cursor right here, and then everything on one side of the precursor side of the buffer over here, and everything in the post-cursor buffer side of the buffer is over on the other side of the array. So, and it works pretty well. Obviously, otherwise Emacs wouldn't use it as its thing, as its buffer, but there are some pitfalls. It doesn't handle large file sizes very well. You can't do multi-cursor operations very easily, which I'm not worried about that necessarily, but there are problems with it. And a rope is kind of the next stage in terms of text buffers that I wanted to use. I did use a line buffer for one version of the editor. That was an older version. So, and in the article that I referenced, written by the people who did VS Code, the original buffer that VS Code used was also a line buffer, which, yeah. Anyway, all right, so got all that copied in. I'm going to comment these out, because I just wanted to have them there for reference so I could see what I'm doing. And we'll go get all these set up. Oops. Oh, I just realized there's another thing that I probably want to put together, and that is a way of actually accessing the character data in here. But I will deal with that later. We're putting a little to do here. Because in order to be able to do things like highlighting, you need to be able to access the character data. All right. Let's see. So make sure zeros in here. There. Okay. We'll start with load file. I'll deal with load string later. It's not really critical. And let's go up to include standard IO, otherwise it's gonna break. actually, make a slight change here. I'm going to fix these so that instead they return the number of characters that are like removed or inserted, just so it's easier to get better information. So if you do get 0, then that will obviously be, something went wrong. And so need to add a bunch of functions to the node. I don't think there's actually anything I need to include in the destructor at this point. Pretty sure everything there will be able to automatically deconstruct. So saves me some time. So that to be there. Okay. All right. Let's go. Hmm. Guess there's nothing really like a problem. Hold on. I'm gonna look here. Make sure I've got. then show buffer dot data, I think. Kind of funny. Looking up stuff here on just Googling stuff, trying to figure out some information on how to load stuff into C++ strings. And the first thing that says is, do not mix C++ code and C code. It's always fun. All right, let's see. How do I want to handle this? I guess. Well, I could do. Not sure how I feel about this, but for the moment, we'll go with this. Go char buffer, and we'll initialize this with 496. Okay, got all the space reserved, and then we're gonna go with all right. Should we use the long there? Yeah. Don't think I need that actually. Okay. Okay, so read in a bunch of character data and then sure that we terminate that buffer with a null character. Actually, might be even better to just do this. So for I equals null. I think that actually might not be the best idea now that I think about it, because it is theoretically possible for a file to have null characters that need to be read. Okay, how do I want to handle this? I guess we'll store buffer length. Make sure that can handle going over. Okay, is that it? So buffer index equal to 0. This is going to end up with a ref count of 1 anyway, so I'll do that. Yep, of course. Go away. Sorry, more of those people soliciting free viewers. Or not free viewers, sorry, they're cheap viewers. Whatever that means. Anyway. Okay. Let's go here. Yep. Yep, that's it's always fun. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. So I don't want to handle this because maybe I should use something like fgetS instead of fread. That would do the trick, at least as far as getting lines. It would probably run into issues if you've got a file that has 0 lines, which is, that's its own whole mess of whatever. But yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Hold on a sec here. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to use fgetS for this instead, because I think that'll work better. So, that. And then n will be 4, 5. Use file there. And does that return? Hold on. Turns a character pointer. Don't know why it would do that. It seems rather odd. Let's see or something like getLine. Just getLine. Hold on. Hold on. What is getLine? Okay, well, I guess I need to create a variable to hold the, let's see. There. Okay. Because I need to know actually how much data is being read. Otherwise, I run into problems. Because I've had instances where getting a bunch of null characters inside of a file by accident, it happened. And it was kind of annoying. So, not going to hopefully fall for that again. Let's not. Okay. Okay, let's do this. That. Mhm. Hold on. Yes. Return. That returns the size t. Never mind. We're gonna change the type here to size t because that's what it should be. There. Just realized that almost at the end of the hour here, and yeah, not even close. I'm probably gonna extend the coding section here out for a bit longer because I mean I don't feel tired of doing this, so I'm just gonna keep going. Equals when okay, all right. So root's got the buffer index. We need a length, which is going to be from buffer dot no, not line starts. Just data length. And what else? There's a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. Say left is null because it'd be a null pointer. Actually, this is not quite how it's supposed to be. So I'll do root start. Let's see. Buffer position 0. I think 0, 0. If I'm not mistaken. And root end equals let's see. Buffer starts sides -1. And then let's see. Is it back that tells you the last element? Let's see if I got this correct. Reference to the last element in a vector. Yep, cool. There we go. All right. I don't think I need to do it that way. We'll do just index. I think that's the way we want to go about this. There is no node length as far as I'm aware. Yep, just those. So get rid of that. Cool. Okay. And go ahead. I'm going to add a print function so I can actually see what's going on here. make sure to push that buffer onto the buffer vector, so let's actually push back, unless I'm misremembering it. Mm. Hmm. All right, well, for the moment, we'll leave it like this. I was just thinking, like, don't necessarily want to print out all the strings on all of them, but actually, I can fix that. Hold on. If left.print else this. And let's see. Okay, this is gonna look really funky, but let's see if I can do it. Let's see. You want? Oh. Hmm. Can't exactly do that. Hmm. Hold on. Leave that alone for the moment. Do this the easy way. Actually, go to unfortunately, because this is all like a put together piece of software, testing individual components, and also it wasn't really designed to handle unit testing. So testing individual components is going to be a bit of a challenge here, but we'll just go ahead and go to main file. Let's go ahead and test this sum. Let's see what we can do. Let's see, load file, and let's see, let's just have it open up rope.hpp. Open. Oh. Read it, and then bet. There we go. Okay. Unlikely that this is going to work, but okay. Using longer canvas. All right. Okay. Use parameter string. That's fine. Okay. Cool. Cool. We're getting somewhere at least. Go logger error there, and then buffers data.c string. Yeah, okay, cool. And end. Yeah, that still works. Oh, didn't want to do that. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, shit. Shoot. Okay, one sec here. Accidentally closed everything. Let's not do that. Okay. Just hit the wrong hotkey. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Now close. All right. Oh, it's loading stuff in. It's a good sign. Very good sign. Make this, and we'll just throw all this stuff into there. Okay, let's see. Oh, make sure to goes there. Okay, let's get this to just return 0 there. And what it's going to do is when it loads the file, let's see if there we go. All right. Guess next up is the insert function. But before we do that, I'm going to go take a quick break. I'll be right back. So. All right. So let's get back to this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to, hold on, I need to go to the header real quick first. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the print function to actually work properly. So we're going to do that. And let's say that's a const because I'm not going to be modifying it. Yeah, okay. Incidentally, yeah, this is a good opportunity to show off another bug that this whole editor has. You'll notice, like, I'm at the top of the file, right? So I can't go any further up, and yet the line number is 11. And that's because whenever I leave a file, it takes the current upper line number as the starting line number for the next file. And that doesn't stop until I exit the editor. So, kind of a pain in the neck. But anyway. Let's see. There we go. Cool. A little bit surprised that I haven't caused a memory leak yet, actually, to your point. Definitely seems like the kind of thing that I'd do. Okay, let's do that, and okay, I'm going to do something here and try and show off just why this particular editor is kind of neat. So we'll do size ti equals, let's see, is it start dot, is it char index, I think? Yeah, char index. Start there to less than length char index. Hold on. Let me think here a minute. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Do this and then fwrite. Buffers for index data dot c string 1 and let's see. This way. Better this way. Okay, printf. Let's do. I think that's what I want. All right, I think that's correct. I think so, mostly anyway. Okay, and then need to do gonna save myself some effort. +1 minus. I think that'll work. And then for the last bit here, we'll do just F-right. Get a C string 1. Index. Think that'll work? Let's find out, I guess. Just comment that out. And do that. Okay. So not a oh geez. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Not quite there. We're not quite there yet. Okay. Tell you what though. Hmm. Okay. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, start ls index and size -1. Did that show the very start? It did. So starting in the right place, so why is it not working? could see what's going on here. What does this actually look like? Yeah, so something's going wrong with the line insertion code here. Index +1. Okay, well. Let's see if we can get something. See what we can get with this. Okay. Okay, inserted line at. Oh, wait a minute. I know why. I know. Okay. Okay, that's annoying. um, okay. I can fix that. I can fix that. Hold on. Annoying, but fixable. Fixable. Okay. Here, let's see. I think it's for uh, starts at length.ls index. There. Same here. It's not the buffer that it's reading from is not being properly indexed, which is why it's doing that. So yeah. Line starts at I. Oh, do that. I think that's it. And go ahead and just remove the mounting it here. Don't need to be there anymore. Ooh, hello. Viable conversion to... I see. Okay. Good to know. Hold on. I think just do data, unless I'm mistaken. Just do that. That's something string allows. Transporter to the array. Yep. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So we'll do that, and then reference it at the end. And that should make it happy. Hopefully. There we go. We got a segfault. Or did we? Is that an actual? I think that's no. Is it? Okay. Okay, it's not a segfault. Just a memory. Heap buffer overflow. Okay. Okay. That's fine. We're fine. Okay. What do we got here? So first and foremost, it looks like my indexing is off a bit. Just a little bit, I guess. Okay. Well, let's figure this out. Right, that's oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and comment this out for a minute. All right, so these are off by 1. So just do pushback index and see if that solves the problem. Oh, that's so pretty. That's the thing of beauty. Okay. Okay, let's try putting that little bit at the end there back on. Oh, shoot. Did I just... I didn't save that. I should have saved that. Things seem to be working. All right, there we go. And that's why, because all of this line number data is stored in the buffer itself. So it's something that's easy to access instead of with what I have right now, where line numbers are basically just something that's detected externally. It's not stored. I can't like go to a particular line number very easily. So that's good. That's very good. All right. Yeah. All right then. Let's go ahead and get started on the insert function now, because that's something I need to do. In order to do that, let's go ahead and add. I guess actually insert's a little bit more challenging. We'll start with remove. Remove's a little easier to work with, but go ahead and then include function to split. And I think here I just need the index. I think that's all I need there. What else? All right, yeah, I think that's all I need. Yeah, maybe more later. Oh. All right, then we'll do if. Nope, let's see, if index is equal to 0 or equal to what is it? It's length dot char index minus start dot char index, because that's the length. Just return, because that's not a valid split. At that point, you're basically just, it's like trying to cut through a block of cheese, but you start at the very end and you don't actually cut through any. So anyway, all right. So this and what? Go ahead and allocate. So this will be new node. I want to make some changes to this, but I'll deal with that later. That could be the catchphrase of this whole enterprise. I'll deal with it later. Okay. So left dot start equals start. Right dot leave it left for the moment. Left.length is equal to, let's see, buffer position. I mean, it is length, so realistically, this should not be done like this. That's an actual length measurement. So do hmm. Just throw that in there. Char index plus index. I guess actually no, they'll be, because this is a length, so it's just going to be index. Hmm. Okay. Gonna be honest here, the math is starting to screw with my head. So, gonna have to do some more reading probably to be able to actually make this work. So, and it's been about an hour, almost 2 hours at this point. So, I think I'm going to end the stream here. So, thank you all very much for watching. And I don't know, I thought this was interesting. I hope you guys did too. And yeah, see you tomorrow. So, have a good one.